Hello, and welcome to the second part of Attached by Amir Levine and Rachel S. F. Heller. Uh, we'll start off with part 3, When Attachment Styles Clash. Chapter 8 starts with the anxious avoidant trap. Basically, it goes over common examples of things that would come up in an anxious avoidant relationship. Things such as the roller coaster effect, where the relationship is never steady. There's always very high highs and very low lows. The emotional counterbalancing, where avoidants have an inflated self-esteem compared to the anxious person's low self-esteem, and they're always at odds with each other. The stable instability, where there's the chronic feeling of dissatisfaction, where neither are comfortable with the level of intimacy. The proxy fights, where they're constantly fighting about minor things when the actual issue is something else. And life in the inner circle as an enemy, where the anxious person tends to feel like they're treated worse as they get closer to the avoidant. These things are basically things that you'll notice more with more experience, I guess, as the book says. Chapter 9 goes on how you would go about making this anxious avoidant thing work. Basically priming yourself. Consider what a secure person might do in a given scenario. They gave like a rough table of like basically imagine what was it like a person in your life. What was it like? What did they do? Give the activation or deactivation strategy, how you felt, the insecure attachment working model that you felt, how you lose out on succumbing to that, and what would a secure person do. It followed very much the same ideas of the Feeling Good Handbook that we discussed, I think, a couple weeks prior. Basically, like are you thinking like all or nothing? Are you overgeneralizing? Are you like reading into certain things too much? Kind of those like insecure attachment working models, which, interesting. I didn't know like you could apply those to other things. Basically, it's an actual effort to become more secure, but it helps to point out the logical fallacies in your own delusions. When attachment styles clash, chapter 10's also still here, the attachment guide to breaking up. Psychological regret and the feeling of wanting to go back is very expected. The book offers 8 tips, among them, keeping in mind pain will pass. Like, things that will help you through this is like imagining what life is in an actual inner circle where you're not treated like the enemy. Having a strong support network, finding a supportive place to be, getting your attachment needs in other ways with like friends. Don't be ashamed from that need to go back, or like that need or want to go back. Maybe you do go back, but remember why you left in the first place, kind of thing. Pain is real, don't feel guilty, and when you're flooded by positive memories, it might be helpful to get a reality check from a valued friend. But most importantly of all, pain will pass. Time heals all wounds, in a sense. Part 4, sharpening your relationship skills. Effective communication. It's important to find a partner who can meet your needs. There's no shame in spelling out your needs. It demonstrates self-confidence and assertiveness when you communicate your needs. Like, consider also like how they respond to your needs. Are they serious? Are they actually tackling what you're saying? Are they engaging with it, or are they belittling, making excuses, kind of thing? Contrast the situation. Like, imagine what ineffective protest behavior might look like in a given scenario, and that will help your own effective communication. Like, imagining the scenarios of like, oh, this is what I wouldn't want to hear, so then when you're in that situation, you know what not to say, kind of thing. Like, the 5 keys, the book said, were like, wear your heart on your sleeve, be genuine, focus on your needs, be specific, don't blame, and be assertive. An additional thing I might mention, or I want to mention, is like, don't make the assumption that they can read your mind. Even if they say they understand, make sure they understand specifically what you're saying. Like, it might sound bad to like be like, oh, could you repeat what I said? But like, make sure they understand fully the exact words you're saying, right? Leave no doubt. The next chapter on dealing with conflict. It's not about how much you argue, rather what and how you disagree. Like it's reasonable to get in arguments in relationships. Rather, you have to think about what you're arguing about. You know, it's fine to show, or it's good to show basic concern. You know, maintain focus, and like, don't generalize things. Don't like the book's example was like someone that two secures, one person consistently messes up the groceries, but they don't ever push it as like, oh, you mess up everything, oh, you do this all the time. They kept it contained to that thing. Don't be scared to engage. Don't run away from the argument. You know, and effective communication, like we discussed prior. Stay cognizant of the fact that fights aren't deal breakers. You know, express your fears. Don't be scared. Don't leave any doubt, kind of thing. You're not to blame for your bad moods. Like, trust your partner's caringness. They can't read your thoughts. Ensure they understand your words too, kind of thing. And the book closed out with a couple silly, fun facts, I guess. They had a small, thing. They said over 73%, or like small survey, I guess, of like college students or whatever. 73% of people were willing to sacrifice goals in life in pursuit of a romantic relationship. So keep that in mind. Most people do want things to work out. So, just do your best. People don't all have the same capacities for intimacy. And, it's a process. If you're willing to work and they're willing to work and, you're willing to, put in the time, I guess, it'll all work out. Marriage is not the be-all, end-all, right? Just because you get married doesn't mean it's the end of things and, that's the definitive end. A lot of things end in divorce, right? You gotta keep up, right? You're with them for life, but don't get stagnant. And you are solely responsible for your emotional needs, in a sense of, it might sound contradictory based off of, everything that was previously said, but your moods are dictated by yourself, right? You make yourself feel some stuff. And, your partner may be able to help you, but at the end of the day, if you don't want the help, it won't help, kind of thing. So there has to be a baseline. And that's basically it for Attached. I don't know what book I'll be doing next. I'm thinking maybe, I know last week I think I said 4,000 weeks, or not last week, I guess 2 weeks ago. But we'll see. Maybe we jump. Maybe we do something else I was thinking maybe Art of War. I listened to the audiobook, but it might be fun to actually read the book. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like. Art of War.